don't know. Oh, good evening. I don't know if it is quite clear what I'm really saying. I doubt, because yesterday somebody wrote me that he find the way to calculate the vibrations, and he have a very good idea, and it's a good thing, and he know even what happened before the Big Bang and everything. Is it really so difficult what I'm telling to understand? Maybe it is because the most of you think maybe it is not scientific enough. Ridiculous. It is science. But fair enough, so that really everybody can understand. It is it's based on a very logical thinking. Everybody can call a special energy, and this energy comes to us, to everybody who call for it, and so he can live it. I think that's fair enough, isn't it? The only thing is nobody teach that, but with a damn good reason. If everybody would do that, nobody would act as foolish as the people mostly do. And I'm not an exception, by the way. In my earlier days, I was foolish enough to act much more different. Yeah, of course, everybody do. Everybody does when you don't have a high vibration. Then everybody behaves like it wouldn't be all there. No one would wonder, honestly. If I don't read a special book, I don't know what stands in this book. I don't know what this book contains. Nobody would surprise when I tell you that. And hence I ask so often for that, to tell you, I don't want to ask for it, I tell you so often like that. I know here some people are very, very proud of their own results of their own brain working. And so right they are. But it is not to ignore. Our science, our way of life and our way of living brings mostly disorganization and disharmony. Not for all people at once, but sooner or later we discover something goes wrong. And then people like some presidents of some countries, I don't want to become more special, but I think everybody knows from whom I'm talking. That's why. Nothing more, nothing less. And is it really so difficult to understand that you can call your Holy Spirit, that He can think with you, that you can understand everything, and that you can act then in a special way, which isn't so in vain for something? Of course we have some first steps, and of course we make progress. Yes, of course, a lot of people work for it. And something is really very sound, it sounds very good. It's promising. Some people have a very promising thinking. But if not the whole population isn't able to change, to get in a let's say more harmony way, then everything is good for nothing. And we have really problems. Too much people hate to leave their old traditions, exactly that traditions that brings the whole thing in trouble. I saw a documentation today about Syria or something, Syria or Yemen, and we saw then it was heartbreaking. A little child, maybe 4 years old, deeply wounded, and a doctor, very, 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 very keen to cure this baby, this little child, and then his mother, deeply veiled, and this little thing must think there's a kind of ghost or something. Yeah, excuse me, please. Are there? As long we have the idea that we have to direct people to have a special behavior because of their colored skin and nations and gender. As long as we are foolish like that, we earn this kind of fruits. Se basta. Basta. No more, no less. No one who have a high vibration is able to write and to store no Jewish people allowed, no dark people allowed, no color people allowed, no woman allowed, and whatever. Maybe no children allowed when it's special kind of movies, maybe, but that's all. Is that so difficult to understand? And this way, what I suggest, is free for everybody. And that is not hard to understand. Ask for a holy energy, ask for a pure energy, and ask for your Holy Spirit, and ask for your better self, for your higher self, and this is a better self, by the way. And then you can discover everything. You can act in any way you like. But that prevents you also to causes a lot of harm. Leave it to the Holy Spirit, but without to think for yourself. If you try to do something, if you want to act in a special way, ask yourself immediately, what does it set free? What kind of energy it will produce? You don't have to think for all the people, really. It's not necessary. It is really not necessary. That's why I caught talking to you. Only that's why. Because I'm anxious a bit because I'm living here still. I don't know why. Honestly, I watching sometimes the news and ask myself, what the hell I'm doing here? I have really no idea. Why? It is so ridiculous because I can't share the most opinions of the most people. It makes me very, very alone and very, very. It doesn't make me very popular, to be honest. Probably you know that. Especially when I see some comments which I get earlier. It was unbelievable. I mean, if I would say that what I'm saying now, if I would say that 300 or 400 years ago, I can pretty good imagine what happened then to me. I wouldn't survive, not 2 days. But I really don't feel myself motivated to act in a special way to protect dogs, protect children, protect those color people, protect the Jewish people, protect them and do that and don't harm and whatever. I reject it. I deeply hate it. But what I'm trying here in my small way is to ask yourself to behave better, that you spread out the energy which make that impossible what we all so complain about. We all complain about something. With one exception, that's me, because I don't complain, I only wish myself somewhere else. Not because I think that ought to be stopped or that ought to be changed or whatever. No, not at all. I only ask you to leave that. Leave me alone. Be like you are. Be like you want. But leave me with that bullshit alone. That's it. That's the point where I'm going to make a point on. Well, it is not very successful. Huh? Maybe because it asked practically everybody for something what he always claimed that they cannot do that. Well, that what I'm saying is something what you can do privately, secretly, very much for your own. And it is a special thing between you and your higher self. Nothing less, nothing more. It is up to you. It is up to you how you like to decide to act in some ways. Where is it written that you have to behave so foolish like the mouse? Why? Where is it written? In your head. And what do I ask you for? Put some pure, holy sacrifice, not sacrifice here, sacros, as a holy energy in your head. Put it. And leave it to your own holy self to think and work with you. And if you're anxiously, that you then become a kind of soldier, that you only have to accept some orders which come from above, then you are wrong. There isn't an order to come from above, do that, and you have only say, yes, I do, master. And forget that. That is something people ask you for. Here, the orders come. Do that, and then you are good. Do that, and then you are right. Do that, and then you are successful. Do that, then you have to blame you. That is a very, very people kind of thinking. When I work with my Holy Spirit, then he never say do that, and I have only to say yes, and I do. Nothing. You're not in soldier. You can finally use your own special way of thinking without to be anxious that you get punished for anything, for something. And by the way, that is a little kind of warning maybe. You don't get punished for something, but God work in a very special way. God, or Holy Spirit, or your guardian angel, or whatever. Those kind of energies work in a very special way. As long you are foolish, brutally, hard, strict, heartless, and whatever, very high energy, shut up. They don't come, not at all. They punish in that way that they are silent. And when I mean silent, they really are silent. And they won't give you any power to fulfill, that brings you power that you can fulfill what you're about to do. But the other side, another kind of energy, another quality of energy, listen very carefully and say, oh great, he likes to do that. And then you will have the power to fulfill that, what you have to do. And if that is not very, very well, you can imagine maybe what then happens for the others and later on for yourself. This is how is life organized. And that is how the world is structured. That's the structure of the world. And I'm really, really glad that some people are clever and smart enough, and I really adore that, and I really admire that they can make up some formulas by that. I have here my arm or whatever, where I have a formula from Stephen Hawking. His formula how light can escape darkness. That was clever, huh? I really admire that, and that is without any scornful. No, not at all. I really admire that. I adore it and admire it, and I'm full of wow. To believe that someone is clever and smart enough to discover the formula how light escape darkness and black holes. Wow. That's really great, huh? That's honest, is it? That's really sexy, huh? I think yes. Well, yes. Yes, it is. But I don't want to make it small. But that light can escape darkness is written in any religious writings. It says in any religion, in philosophy, light escape darkness. It's written, I believe even in the Bible is that written. And now we have a scientist, an exception astrophysician, and Stephen Hawking was able to prove that. Wow. Then we have the formula. No, we have the formula. But what is it good for someone who have to work for his daily life? is it somehow for me useful? That he know, that is a formula how light can escape darkness. Shit, I don't have enough money to buy this bread there, but do you know that is a formula how light can escape darkness? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't afford that, but light escape darkness? No. In the supermarket, when you have to pay a bill, it isn't good for anything, this formula. But the knowledge that I have when I have a great attitude and when I have a lightful attitude, that it helps me through life and get me out of the mess, that does help. Okay. That's why I'm driving it. That's all. But now I don't tell you, oh, just go to light. Come into the light. No. So it isn't. So it isn't. At first you have something put in your head and bring you to have a high quality thinking. And when I say that it's now a bit difficult, especially in Germany, I tell you, please have a high spirit way of thinking. I mean, have a good quality of thinking. We in earlier times, it was really cruel in 80 years ago in Germany. We said that we really dare to separate people in worthwhile living and unworthy living. That is, we are shamed to death. It's really, and I don't know how I could look straight in the eyes of the victims. I really don't know. It's okay. I say it's always a question of vibration and swinging, and yeah, that's true. But well, even if somebody have a vibration to be a victim for something cruel, happenings like that, no one asked me to give him the fitting experience, if you know what I mean by that. Well, I don't think that I have that I've done it, but who knows? And I tell you, even if I would luckily escape that to become a murderess or whatever, take me away my high vibration, and I would act cruel as anybody who working in this concentration camps. But so it is, that way I'm really ashamed. I'm German, of course I am. But tell you what, everybody has the choice if I have a high quality way of thinking, or if I have a very cruel way of thinking, which causes horrors like that. That's because I'm telling all the time about vibration and high vibration, despite the fact that the most people ignore that. But the point is, it will save yourself. It will save your spirit. It won't poison your spirit anymore if you take care and push the other things out. That's because I tell you that. Okay, I hope it's somehow understandable.